Today, I want to discuss the topic of salt with you. Salt has been a subject of great debate for years. Alongside sugar and flour, it has been referred to as one of the three whites and has even been placed in nearly the same category as the fourth white cocaine. But is salt really harmful? Let's examine it together. What is salt? First, let's briefly define what salt is. The scientific name for salt is sodium chloride. As the name suggests, salt consists of one sodium atom and one chlorine atom. At this point, I must emphasize that salt is an indispensable part of our biochemistry and metabolism. It plays a vital role in maintaining the water balance in our cells and tissues, enabling nerve transmission, ensuring muscle function, and contributing to bone structure. The common belief is that salt causes hypertension and heart disease. However, let's clarify, salt does not directly cause heart disease. At most, it can contribute to hypertension, which in turn may lead to heart disease. But does salt really cause hypertension? The link between salt and hypertension comes from the sodium it contains. Sodium causes water retention in the body. This is why after eating something salty, you feel thirsty and need to drink water. But our kidneys immediately take action to balance the excess water and salt by excreting them through urine. Therefore, under normal conditions, salt consumption does not raise blood pressure in healthy individuals. A healthy person could consume large amounts of salt without experiencing any significant change in blood pressure. If salt truly had such a drastic effect, everyone who eats pickles would end up in a coma. However, for some individuals with hypertension, the situation may be different. In those who have had untreated hypertension for a long time, the mechanism that regulates water and salt balance in the kidneys may be impaired. For these patients, salt intake can cause an increase in blood pressure. This condition is known as salt-sensitive hypertension. Similarly, in patients with severe heart failure, excessive salt consumption can have adverse effects. But it is important to note that even among most hypertension patients, salt does not have a significant effect. Where did the salt controversy originate? In medical and health practices, recommendations from the United States are often followed. At one point, the American Heart Association recommended consuming no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day, equivalent to about 3.5 grams of salt. However, this is roughly half a teaspoon of salt, whereas many people consume much more than this amount. Once this recommendation was published, many doctors accepted it as an absolute rule, and the media eagerly spread the message. But as someone who has long argued that the fear of salt is unwarranted, I must point out, if hypertension were truly caused by salt, then reducing salt intake should completely cure hypertension. However, research shows that not a single case of hypertension has been cured solely by restricting salt intake. Recent scientific studies have proven that the American Heart Association's recommendations were flawed. A 2017 meta-analysis conducted by the Cochrane database followed 7,284 people over 6 months and examined 8 scientific studies. The results showed that salt restriction reduced blood pressure by only 3.5%. Furthermore, it had no significant effect on reducing heart attacks or stroke risk. What does this 3.5% reduction mean? Suppose your blood pressure is 160 mmHg. By limiting salt intake, your blood pressure would only drop to 155 mmHg, a nearly negligible difference. The dangers of low salt consumption. Scientific studies have also shown that consuming less than 3,000 milligrams of sodium per day, double the American Heart Association's recommendation, can have serious side effects, including increased bad cholesterol and triglyceride levels, development of insulin resistance, higher risk of death from heart disease, higher risk of death from heart failure, increased mortality risk from type 2 diabetes. As we can see, consuming less than 3,000 milligrams of sodium per day can lead to serious health issues. In recent years, the American Heart Association has revised its recommendation, increasing the daily sodium limit from 1,500 milligrams to 2,500 milligrams. However, many experts still believe this is too low. Salt or potassium, which is more important? One key factor often overlooked in salt consumption discussions is potassium. In all of our cells, there's a delicate balance between sodium and potassium. This balance is maintained by an essential mechanism called the sodium-potassium pump. Just as excessive sodium can disrupt this balance, so can insufficient potassium intake. One of the main reasons hypertension is so common in the United States is the overconsumption of processed foods high in sodium combined with insufficient intake of fresh fruits, vegetables, and salads. A 2018 study published in The Lancet, which tracked 100,000 people in 18 countries over 8 years, found that consuming up to 5,000 milligrams of sodium per day, more than 3 times the American Heart Association's recommendation, did not significantly impact hypertension, heart disease, or mortality rates. The same study also highlighted the positive effects of high potassium intake in preventing cardiovascular diseases. In summary, salt is essential for our metabolism. Consuming up to 5,000 milligrams of sodium, approximately 15 grams of salt, per day has not been proven harmful. Consuming less than 3,000 milligrams of sodium per day poses serious health risks. More important than the amount of salt consumed is its balance with potassium intake. Eating more fresh fruits and vegetables is key to maintaining this balance. The real danger lies in hidden salt found in processed foods such as ready-made soups, deli meats, salami, sausage, bacon, fast food, soy sauce, ketchup, and even sodas. Which salt is healthier? Refined salt should not be preferred due to the bleaching agents and anti-caking additives it contains. Natural salts, such as rock salt and Himalayan salt, are richer in minerals. Finally, maintaining a balanced and moderate salt intake is the best approach. Remember, neither too much nor too little. So what do you think? Is salt harmful or beneficial? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. For more healthy living content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.